love this quote. Doing what you like is freedom. Liking what you do is happiness. But I would change one thing. I would change it to love. Doing what you love is freedom. Loving what you do is happiness. I want to tell you a quick story. I had a client, her name was, for argument's sake, let's say Molly. And she was, overweight. Her friend, I think, dragged her to boot camp at the time. South African friend. I remember that. Her accent was awesome. So brought her along to training and she called me up and she was like, hey, I'm loving the boot camps. Do you offer personal training? And I said, yeah, of course I offer personal training. And she's like, well, I want to do some training with you. So by about the second or third session, now I'm really good at what I do. It's not an ego thing. It's just, I've done it so many times over. Repetition is another key, right? About the second or third session, usually I can get people crying. Now, it's not my intention for people to cry, but usually I dig into the emotional stuff because when you're being a personal trainer, you're more like a counselor. So you've got to work through people's emotions, right? And the other areas of their life. So she came to me and she wasn't hitting the goals that she wanted to hit. She wasn't really following the nutrition and she was in my studio at the time, like my home studio, and she was crying and she was so upset. And I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, I just got grilled by my boss at work. Like he just hammered me in front of the whole team. And I was like, you're kidding me. And she's like, yeah, it's really bad where I am. It's terrible. Like it's so toxic. And I was like, wow, like that's crazy. And then the next time she came in, the same thing happened. She like burst in tears. And she was like, my boss is saying, he's putting all this pressure on me, saying that, I shouldn't be here. And I was like, whoa. So I was like, I have to step in here, right? So I stepped in and I was like, okay, so why are you still at this job? And she was like, oh, well, it's all I know. Pays the bills, like it's good money. And I was like, but is the money worth what you're feeling now? Because at that point she got into her limit, right? She's like, no way. So I said to her, what would you do if money wasn't a thing? What would you do? And she's like, oh, I love dogs. She's like, yeah, I love dogs. I have like 3 of them. I was like, great. What would you do? She's like, oh, I'd start a dog washing business. And I was like, oh, amazing. And so guess what happened about 6 weeks later? She walked into my P studio smiling from ear to ear and goes, guess what I did? I bought a dog washing business. And then guess what happened after she bought the dog washing business? She lost 25 kilos. Isn't that interesting? Right? It's like she started doing something that she loved and she was happy doing, and the rest took care of itself. And you know what the great thing about that is? And it's not even the funniest thing. Because guess what? When she lost the 25 kilos, guess who I got a call from? Hi, Dale, it's Holly's husband here. Yeah, mate, I need to really book in because my wife is looking really hot and sexy and other guys are noticing her and I'm like a fat slob. And I was like, okay, mate, no worries, we can help you out. He went on, his name's Nick. I changed his name. His name's Nick. He went on to lose 18 kilos in 10 weeks with us. Together, they've lost 50 kilos. And that's not even the best part. They've still got the dog washing business. And that's not even the best part. They just got hired to be in this massive dog factory thing where it's a cafe and it's a training venue and she is the premier washing dogs vendor. All right. She told me this last week. I'm not kidding here. I'm not joking. She told me this last week. And that's not even the best part. She inspired her mum to come to boot camp, who's 60 years old, who then went on to lose 10 to 15 kilos with us and has a new lease on life.